Nigga use a window shopper. You mad at me? I think I know why. Nigga use a window shopper. In the jewelry store looking at shit you can't buy.
This, as we all know, is the Mac Pro. Many people have asked me to do a review on the Mac Pro, and to be honest, you can't really review a Mac Pro. You can, but unlike reviewing something along the lines of a HP or Dell PC, the Mac Pro is pretty much the same. And it has been the same for many years. Of course, they changed the internal layout and its components to compete with other companies, but the exterior has remained the same for many years. Anyway, enough of that rambling. I will do my best to review this machine, however, I won't be doing a typical review. To make this more interesting, we are going to look more specifically at the internal components and talk about the specs. And I will then give you my thoughts on this beast. This is the magnificent interior of the beast. The processors are housed here, and of course, the RAM is right beside it. The Mac Pro actually has a removable component tray. Yes, you can actually remove the tray which houses the RAM and CPUs. Pretty cool, huh? Of course, this is not for show. You can remove this and place it on an anti-static surface and replace RAM, or you could even go as far as replacing the Westmere processors. Just keep in mind that only the 12-core model looks like this with the 2 CPU houses. The 6-core model only comes with one of these. So unfortunately you cannot buy a 6-core and add another 6-core Westmere processor to this machine at a lesser cost. Above the CPU tray, we have our GPU. I currently have the ATI Radeon HD 5870, but you can customize this with either one of these bad boys or two 5770s if you wish. Above the GPU, we have our 4 hard drive bays. As you can see, Apple has this toolless removal system where you can just simply remove the sled like so. See how easy that is? No tools. And once it's removed, you can either unscrew or screw in a new or old hard drive. This is a very useful feature of this machine, of course. Above the hard drive bays are the optical bays. Now, not much explanation is needed for these. However, one thing to note though is that if you want, you can buy an internal SATA Blu-ray drive and place it within the Mac Pro if you want or need it. The only other thing to mention is the fans in the system, which are great. As you can see, there's one here, and pretty much everywhere over the machine, which is a good thing, not a bad thing. Now, they are extremely quiet and very efficient at keeping this beast at its optimum temperature. Oh, by the way, if you haven't heard of a program called SMC Fan Control, do yourself a favor if you're on a Mac and get it. It's incredible, especially for the MacBook Pros because they do tend to heat up a fair bit. One thing you'll notice within the Mac Pro is that there is not wires hanging out everywhere, which you get with some custom PCs. So Apple did a very good job on keeping the Mac Pro's internals tidy and simple. So the ports at the back of the Mac Pro are as follows. Up the top, I'll pan up so you can see, we have our power port right here. Down below we have the exterior of the GPU. You have your dual-link DVI, 2 mini display ports. Down below you got a giant exhaust fan right there. 3 USB 2.0 ports, 2 FireWire 800 ports, 2 optical audio in and out ports. We have 1 line in, 1 line out, 2 dual-link, they're dual gigabit Ethernet ports. So my particular machine has 2 2.93 GHz 6-core Westmere CPUs, an ATI Radeon HD 5870 card which has 1 GB of graphics memory. It also has 12 GB of 1333 MHz DDR3 RAM with 1 Intel X25E SSD, as you can see there, and 3 1TB drives. Apple's results show that its machine is 1.3 times faster than the previous generation Mac Pro in memory throughput and 1.2 to 1.3 times faster in general. The previous generation Mac Pro, for editors that really care, the improvements are 1.3 to 1.5 times. So it's 1.3 to 1.5 times faster than the previous. So it's not that big of a leap in terms of general computing and professional video production, but in comparison to my previous generation Mac Pro, I do notice a difference in speed. The build quality is also far superior, which is probably a direct result of the iPhone 4 antenna screw-up. They obviously did not want to make another mistake, especially with their prosumers. Overall, I love this machine and probably won't be upgrading for a few years. I think even though there was no aesthetic upgrade, it is still an incredible machine. And to be honest, I quite like the design it has now. The build quality is incredible, the speed is insane, and the ease of use and general experience of this machine is unparalleled. As much as I give shit to Apple about their faults, this is definitely an exception to the rule. Hopefully you enjoyed my review of Apple's 2010 Mac Pro. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more.